Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Teachings of Queen Kunti. We are on prayer number 24, Cutting Off the Ties of Affection. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 41. O Lord of the universe, Soul of the universe, O Personality of the form of the universe, please therefore sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Rishnis. So we have been hearing the purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, how Kunti Maharani, she's realizing that she has a lot of affection for her husband's family, for her parents' family, and she wants this affection to be cut off so that she can completely surrender herself to the Supreme Lord Krishna, so that she is fully attached only to Krishna. And we heard that this is bhakti. So continuing to read, bhakti involves becoming free from the attachments of this material world and becoming attached to Krishna. One cannot become unattached, for one must be attached to something. But in order to become attached to Krishna or enter into the devotional service of the Lord, one has to become detached from material affection. So we may say that I'm very detached. I'm very detached. But the soul can never be detached. We are always attached. It just depends who we are attached to or what we are attached to. So true detachment means actually being attached to Krishna. That is what true detachment means. We may say, I'm very detached. But then again, we are attached to the idea of being detached. So the true detachment is only when we are attached to Krishna, when we engage in devotional service to Krishna. People ordinarily go to Krishna to maintain their attachment to this material world. Oh God, they pray, give us our daily bread. They have attachment to this material world, and to live in this material world, they pray for supplies of material things so that they can maintain their status quo. This is called material attachment. Although, in one sense, of course, it is good that people go to God to secure their material position, but that is not actually desirable. Rather than worship God to increase one's opulence in the material world, one should become free from material attachment. For Bhakti Yoga, therefore, we should be detached. So we are praying to God, my dear God, please give me this and please give me that. Why? Because we are attached to the material world. So we want to live happily in the material world. And so we are thinking, the more I have, the happier I will be. And we tell God also, please let me live happily here. Please don't give me suffering. We have an order list as we go, when we go out to order. What do you want? What kind of filling? What kind of base? All those things. So like that, we give our choices also to God. I want this. I don't want this. You need to give me this. You need to give me that. Like we are ordering, as we were just speaking in Bhagavatam class, that we are ordering God. But rather than doing that, we should serve God. Serve God. That is our natural position. Our suffering is due to our attachment. Because we are materially attached, we desire so many material things. And therefore, Krishna gives us the opportunity to enjoy whatever material facilities we want. Of course, one must deserve these facilities. First deserve, then desire. Suppose I want to become king. I must have pious activities behind me so that I can become king. So I may have many desires, but do I have the qualification for it? Do I have the pious credit to become the king or the queen? If not, so we may have the desire. Someone may have the desire to become the queen, but they do not have enough pious credit. They may become the queen bee, They are the queen, but okay, of the beasts, because that's only that much credit they have. So we should be careful of all these desires that we have, it's because of these desires that we continue to live in this material world. It's because of this network of desires that binds us here in the material world, which is creating more and more lives for us, because Krishna fulfills all our desires. The Paramatma is there in our heart. And he says, oh, you have this desire, this desire, this desire. Okay, so you need so many more lives here in the material world to be able to fulfill these desires. So rather, we should get attached to Krishna instead of being so attached to the material world. Krishna can give us whatever we want, even mukti, liberation. But bhakti is a special consideration, because when he gives someone bhakti, he becomes purchased by the bhakta and becomes a tool in the hands of the bhakta, even though he is the supreme powerful. So Krishna does not give bhakti very easily. He does not. He does not. He can give us, Krishna can give us whatever we want. We want mukti, Krishna will give us. But bhakti, he does not give it very easily. Why? Because if someone has bhakti, then Krishna becomes purchased by such a living entity. He becomes a tool in the hands of the bhakta. Even though Krishna is God, he's supreme powerful, but because of the love that the devotee has for him, Krishna then dances according to the tune of the devotee. Like Krishna becomes the chariot driver of Arjuna. Why? Because of his love, because of Arjuna's love for Krishna. Krishna has become Arjuna's chauffeur. We do not become our driver, our servants' chauffeurs. We say, no, you drive me. But Krishna, he becomes a tool in the hands of the bhakta, even though he's God, supremely powerful. That's why he's hesitant to give bhakti to everyone. He does not give it very easily. Radharani, the symbol of the topmost bhakti, is so powerful that she has purchased Krishna. Therefore, Vaishnavas take shelter of the lotus feet of Radharani. For if she recommends, oh, here is a nice devotee, Krishna must accept him. So if a devotee recommends to Krishna that here is a nice devotee, so Bhakti Devi, that's Radharani. Radharani is Bhakti Devi personified. Radharani is the topmost devotee. She's the topmost bhakta. And so, because of her love for Krishna, she has purchased Krishna. So if she says that here, this is a nice devotee, then Krishna has to accept that devotee. That's the reason the Vaishnavas take shelter of Srimati Radharani, because they know if Srimati Radharani recommends them to Krishna, Krishna will accept them. Krishna is not going to disregard Srimati Radharani's recommendation. If somehow or the other we can beg for Srimati Radharani to recommend us to Krishna, Krishna will accept us. And therefore, the Vaishnavas take shelter of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. And when we say Hare Krishna, we are calling out. We are calling out to Mother Hara, O Supreme Energy of the Lord. Please engage me in the service of Father Krishna. That's how we can take shelter. We can take shelter of Mother Hara, of Srimati Radharani. To become a devotee of the Lord, one must be completely cleansed of all material attachment. So a devotee means a pure devotee. So then he has no desire for material attachment. Means he may not yet be on that platform. But if he has the desire that I want to reach this platform, he's still counted as a pure devotee. They're completely cleansed of all material attachment. His only desire is that, how can I serve Krishna? I have so many material attachments, but I still want to give up these attachments and I want to become a servant of Krishna. This qualification is called Vairagya. So a pure devotee, of course, he has no material attachment at all. His only attachment is Krishna. He only wants to serve Krishna. So that is a pure devotee. He has no material desire. He has no desire to engage separately in sense gratification. This qualification is called Vairagya. Upon becoming a student of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya wrote 100 verses praising him. 2 of those verses are mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrta, and one of them in this statement. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was, as we were just saying, he was the leader of the impersonalists in Jagannath Puri. He was like one of the teachers, kind of the impersonalists in Jagannath Puri. But he became a devotee. He became a follower of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he composed 2 verses for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He composed 100 verses praising Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Prabhupada is mentioning that 2 of them are in this, 2 are mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and one is this. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikshartham Eka Purusha Puranaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dhari Kripam Buddhir Yastam Aham Prapadye. Let me take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, who has descended in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us real knowledge, his devotional service, and detachment from whatever does not foster Krishna consciousness. He has descended because he is an ocean of transcendental mercy. Let me surrender unto his lotus feet. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-Lila, chapter 6, text 254. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya offered this prayer to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is God himself, is God. So he's offering his prayer to God, who has now become Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just to teach us how to develop knowledge, how we can become detached, and how one can become pure devotee of Krishna. So if we want to get knowledge, we want to become detached, we want to become pure devotee of Krishna, then we need to take shelter of Lord Krishna, who has descended in the form of Lord Chaitanya. Take shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when we do that, we will get real knowledge, we will get devotional service, and we will get detachment from this material world. And why? Why is Lord Chaitanya going to give us if we take shelter of him? Because he's an ocean of transcendental mercy. He's an ocean of mercy. He's called Mahavadanyaya, the most munificent. Srila Rupa Goswami calls him. So because he's an ocean of mercy, anyone who takes shelter of him is never morose, never morose. Lord Chaitanya gives freely real knowledge, devotional service, and detachment from the material world. So we should take shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to easily get love of God, love of Krishna. It's very difficult, but it's become easy by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Any questions or comments? If no, then we'll stop here for today. Kunti Maharani ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta-vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for listening and joining in. Hari Bol.